All right, I think we're live. I think I've got enough of a signal here to do this. I'm not seeing, oh, go away. Not seeing anybody in the chat yet, so if you're here, leave me a message so I know you're here. Yesterday I couldn't see anybody in the chat. And I'll wait just a little bit before I get started. My phone's down to 40%. Luckily I have a battery to charge it back up with here when I'm done. There's Gary. Okay, Gary, can you hear me okay? And Robin. How's the volume? Barbara. Hey, it's even showing up now to show me I've got viewers. That's great. So somebody let me know if you can hear me. Excellent. The reason I'm asking is because a minute ago I knocked one of my microphones off my shirt because I'm wearing all this strap stuff. And so I have them tucked very neatly inside my pocket here. So I am at what I call Eilean Donan Castle, but I understand it's Eilean Donan Castle. Eilean is Gaelic, not Gaelic, that's Irish. Gaelic, that's Scottish. Oh, the things I'm learning on this trip. Anyway, it means island. And Donan is probably named after one of the missionaries that came over, put over here from St. Columba to work with the Scots in the Highlands. So originally, I'm going to turn this around here, I think. Hang on just a second. So originally, this little island right here would have housed probably some type of Christian building, a church, monastery, abbey, something, I'm not really sure. We'll talk a little bit about the history of this place. You can't cross the bridge without a ticket, and so you're in luck. I bought a ticket. So we can walk around here. Let me turn my camera back around. So anyway, it is. This is really close to the Isle of Skye. Probably another 20 minutes down the road, if I remember correctly. So we're getting pretty close now. It's going to be about it's 3 on my bus yet about YouTube and all of that, but I probably will. I'll let them know this is going up. I suck at telling people what I do. So anyway, we have come over here through the gate entrance. Let me turn the camera back around. We came through old, like me. So anyway, I'm going to turn this camera back around because the person at the gate probably doesn't want to be on camera, but we shall. Thank you so much. So let me again turn the camera back around and we will show you the walk here. This is a great photo place. Ron, I saw that I saw Phil post something about YouTube being down yesterday. I don't think it was here. I think that was just in the States. Is it freezing up now? Oh man, okay. I'm sorry. I have a fairly strong signal, so it's got to be YouTube and not me. The nice thing about the Prism app, let me turn this back around. The nice thing about the Prism app is it records the live stream. So if I look at it later and it's too jumpy or whatever, working fine in Florida. Excellent. So if I see that it's not doing well, I'll upload the recording that I'm doing here instead. So again, let me turn this around. So I mentioned at the beginning that this probably started off as maybe a church or an abbey. Eilean meaning island, and Donan being the saint it's named after. Thanks, Ron. I'm going to do just that. Now, I'm not going to go inside because I know I won't have a signal inside, and they don't allow photographs and that kind of stuff. Anyway, this castle sits on the convergence of 3 sea locks. So it was built, when it was built as a castle, it was built originally, let me turn this back around. It was built originally as a fortress to guard against the Vikings after they had... Oh. I said I'm going to turn this back around, and Siri's telling me I can't find turn back around in your music library. I don't care, Siri. So anyway, it was built as a castle to guard against the Vikings who would come in via the ocean to attack Scotland. And eventually, I think it was in the 1600s, maybe, somebody correct me on my history here, when the Jacobite uprisings were. But the Jacobites, who wanted to replace the English king with the Scottish king, they were holding rebellions all over the country. And there was a battle fought here. The British won the battle, as they won the entire thing eventually. And not only did the British came in by ship, and not only did the ships blow up part of the castle, but there were munitions held here, and the British came in and blew the castle completely down. There was nothing here but the base. And sometime in the last 200 years, part of the, I want to say it's the McRae family. I think this castle was run by the Mackenzies maybe, and the McRaes, but anyway, somebody in the McRae family bought the property and rebuilt the castle. So the castle, let me turn this back around, the castle that you see here is less than 200 years old. 1715 to 1746, Jack might up, thank you so much. Mr. Martin's class, I should have known. There is a lot of history inside, dating from World War I. World War I, I think, is when the posies, is that, I'm saying that right? The posies, the red flowers, were adopted for remembrance. And this is the wall of remembrance for the McRae clan, people who died in World War I. I have a video from here that we did when my family came, and I have Brittany reading the poem about the posies in her best Scottish accent. Nobody does accents better than Brittany. So if you're interested, you can go back. That's on the, pretty sure that's on the New Retired Me channel. Go back a year or so. You'll see some videos there from Scotland, including the video where our family was singing Seven Bridges Road. That's one of my favorites, of course. So anyway, this is sitting, let me turn it back around again. You can see that it is sitting here. These are Salt Lake locks. They connect directly to the ocean. Ron, it is a really cool castle, I ain't gonna lie. Robin, if you're ever in Scotland, make sure you take a trip over here. Now, they don't allow drones to fly here, which I understand, but when we were here, we stopped over here at this little gas station lay-by, and my son-in-law put his drone up in the air from there, so there is some drone footage of the castle. And then just at the end of this bridge, there's a road that goes up here to give you sort of a bird's eye view of the castle. And you can put a drone up from there as well. Hey, James, better late than never, buddy. And so I'm not going to obviously put my drone up in the air. I'm trying not to put it up in the air while I'm with Rabbi's tours, if I can help it, at least not the first day. Again, let me turn this back around. I don't want to bother everybody else and interrupt everybody else, but I probably will put it up at the hotel tonight, just get a test run. And then maybe I'll be able to put it up in Portree tomorrow, and maybe a couple of other places where we're at. Some places we've only stopped for like 10 or 15 minutes. And, but here it is, what time is it now? It's 5 till 4 here, and we're not leaving until 4:30, so I've got a little time. So anyway, we can walk around to the other side here. Turn this back around so you can see where I'm going. I have to be very careful because my balance is not that great. And when I hit these steps, I certainly don't want to be falling down. There is a house right over here with a couple of sailboats tied up on the other side. I have walked around and shot a few pictures. I'll take a few more when this is over because I wasn't really planning on getting a ticket to walk over here, and then I thought, well, that's really stupid. So I did. And I don't know if you can see from here or not, but there's also houses all along over here as well. Can you imagine coming out for coffee in the morning and this is your view? Oh my gosh. So let's come back over here. Excuse me. It's interesting. I was not aware until this trip that this castle is really only about 200 years old. The tour guide said, yeah, man, I hope I don't fall. Something he saw in a dream, but here's a QR code in case you want to scan that at some point if you're watching it on a laptop. I don't know what that is, but it's the Coffin Road, whatever that is. All three, Grok, Perplexity, ChatGPT, said that it was rebuilt from plans that were found, things that described it. It wasn't from a dream. But how cool would that have been if it was? Now I've had people, evidently they're going past this, and I've seen people out here walking on all these rocks and stuff. We're not doing that today either. So let me see if I can climb these stairs and still breathe. That'll be the big test. Can I climb the stairs and still breathe? Thankfully, there's something here to hang on to, but I am going to, these steps are not even, so I am going to be careful. And there we are. So this is the entrance side. And it is really interesting inside. Hey, Heather. I did go through it the last time that I was here with the family. And there's a lot of history that it talks about in there. But like I said, I can't go in there with this because I will definitely lose connection, and I won't be able to stream in there anyway. James, I am at Eilean Donan Castle. So we're just talking about the history of that while we're here. And Let's turn this back around. This is the parking lot. These pictures of the lock, the trees changing color. Now, I did make a decision to only bring my black and white camera, but I have taken a few pictures with my phone, and I'm posting those over on my Instagram page. You might find that if you go to timchilders.bio.link. You will find all of my social media stuff. Our van is right here. And so, how am I doing on time? I've been on about 15 minutes. That's good. I'm trying to keep these live streams to 30 minutes or less. I don't want to take up all of your day, and I certainly have other things to do besides this. So let me turn this back around because I'm coming up on some people and they probably don't want to be in my video if they can help it. Well, like I said, this bridge is, if you're here, this is the place to get family photos and things like that with the castle in the background. You still have to have a ticket to come here. Excuse me, everybody. So I love doing this in front of a bunch of people here. I will talk a little bit about this morning. So yesterday, I spent the night at the George Intercontinental. I did have breakfast there. There's a picture on Instagram. I used their buffet to create my own full Scottish breakfast with eggs and sausage and haggis and black pudding and potato scones and baked beans and tomatoes. And I threw in a croissant just to, make it international. So I had a very fitful night last night. I was going to go to the Dome across the street and at least have a drink in the bar. That's the place that I ended up at yesterday's live stream, the end of yesterday's live stream. But I made the mistake of going back to my hotel room and laying down for a minute. That was about 6:30, and I fell asleep. So I woke up again about 8 and decided. So I had the most fitful night. I would sleep about an hour, I'd wake up. I'd sleep about 45 minutes, I'd wake up. Oh yes, haggis and black pudding. Yes, oh yes. Yes, why else would you come here? This tour is all about traditional Scottish food. Let me sit down here where I can maybe get me and the castle in the background. Let's just see. Oh, man, I'm old. Somebody that was sitting with me at lunch, they got up to leave the restaurant. Oh, where am I going here? There we go. And they said, I'm at the age now where I have to stand up for a minute and pretend like I just want to talk to somebody until my knees feel like they're ready to walk. I'm like, that's me. So anyway, this tour is all about the food. So we stopped at a place for lunch, and I had smoked haddock mac and cheese, which is sort of a traditional Scottish style dish. And breakfast and dinner are included in the price of the tour. The dinner will be at our hotel, which is the Hames on Skye. Well, you haven't had the right black pudding yet. Sometimes you have to forget what it is, okay? Let's just be honest. You have to forget what it is. And if you had, and I had scrambled eggs, but if you have like a sunny side up runny egg, putting it in the egg yolk as sort of a dipping sauce, that helps. But you know, I did live in Scotland for about 6 months, years and years and years ago, and haggis and black pudding just kind of became a thing. So I've been having it for years now. I understand that the specialty at the place we're going tonight is venison. Scotland has a huge deer population. Let's see if I can turn this just a little bit more. There we go. Scotland has a huge deer population, and the driver made a joke and said that they've basically killed off all of the predators of deer, killing off the wolves and stuff. And the only predators they have left are people from Glasgow. My apologies if you're from Glasgow. Robin, yeah, I don't like to think about being old until I've been sitting in this van for 2 hours waiting to get to the next stop, and then standing up and realizing, yep, the rest of me may not be old, but my knees are old. There's no question, my knees are old. Let me pull this up just a little bit more so I don't have to bend down quite so far. Oh, that's so much better. Why didn't I do that at the beginning? So anyway, that is the extent of the tour. I'm glad y'all are here. Tomorrow we're having lunch in Portree, and I will be doing a live stream from Portree just to kind of show you around the town a little bit. And like I said, maybe get the drone up in the air for a little bit because it's definitely drone worthy. If you've never seen any pictures of Portree, look it up. Portree, Isle of Skye. It's spelled just like it sounds, P-O-R-T-R-E-E. The harbor area is just the most beautiful place, and it's really beautiful from the sky, from a drone shot. So anyway, I appreciate y'all coming along, and we've been on here, what, about 20 minutes? That's about right. Yeah, now the van is comfortable, but you know, it's like being in the back row of the airplane. There's no room for your legs. But I have to say, if you are ever in Scotland looking to take a tour, Rabbie's Tours is really, really good. It's my second one, 2 different drivers. They've both been great. They give you a lot of information. And the other thing is that we don't really have like everything set in stone, and we didn't the first time either. So we were talking on the van about places to go, and somebody asked about a particular spot, and he was like, oh yeah, we can do that. So you know, some of it is settled, and some of it they just kind of make up as they go, which makes it really, really fun. So anyway, that's enough commercial for Rabbie's Tours. They didn't pay me for that, but if you're watching, maybe you could. I'd like a free tour. All right, thank you all for watching. It's been about 25 minutes now. That's long enough for anybody to be listening to me drone on. Yeah, Ron, thumbs up, people. Help me out. You know, my mistake live stream over on the New Retired Me has several hundred views. The real live stream over here from yesterday has less than 200. That's fine. I know I'll get more people online if I'm over there, but I'd rather be over here where it's just the people that really want to be here, like you. All right, we'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.